Hello, my name is Sean Canterbury, and today I'm going to show you how to use the hold up card when it comes to true and not true. So here we are in Jamboard, and we're just going to go right into the board. And so here we have the current Jamboard that will be used in class. Now, we are reading Persepolis, which is a book about a young girl growing up in Iran during the revolution. So, one of the themes of this book, and one of the things that the students need to learn, is basically what does confined mean and what does free mean, and can you be both at the same time? So, what I'm going to do is during the first chapter, you will see that this question here, which they will later write as an essay, is up here on top, and the students will show what their names and what their opinions are. So if they think that this statement is true, they are going to leave a sticky note. So here's Elias here. And he said, she can still go to school, but the boys and girls are separate. So he believes that this statement, that you can be kind and free at the same time, is true. And he gave his reason. Now, in the book, it does not require students who put in true or false to give a reason, but due to the fact that this is online education, and if I said that you do not have to give a reason for true or not true, all the students will only pick true and not true. So no matter what side you pick, you have to give your reason. You have to justify why you chose that. And so far we have no one for not true, but here we have true with modifications. So it's sort of true, but why? So Jamie says she is only as free as her confinement allows her to be. And here we have unable to determine. So this student feels that we've only read chapter 1, there's not enough information. Now, as the semester progresses, a student can move their card. So maybe Elias thinks that it's true in chapter 1, but by the time we get to, let's say, chapter 4, he doesn't feel the same. He can just click here, edit it, and he can put, for example, she cannot become the prophet that she wants to be. Maybe that's maybe this is his reason. So we can just move it right on over here. And as this goes on, students can actually move their cards from one to another and edit them. And I'm going to keep this Jamboard up for as long as we actually read this book here in this first quarter. Now, after this is done, I will go to Zoom. Let me see if I can bring Zoom up. Okay, here we are in Zoom, and there is actually a breakout rooms feature here. Now, there's no students in this class. This is actually not a real class. But you can actually manually assign them to different rooms. So anybody that put in true, I would manually assign them together. And the same with the other groups. And then they can discuss why they thought that this is true, why they thought this was not true, etc., etc. And we will do this maybe just every time we reach a new chapter in the book. Now, in 2 points, during 2 points of the quarter, we're going to review these questions here. So, here you have, for example, chapter 2, how has your position changed, why or why not? So if anybody's moved, which they will not know about these questions before they move them, so that is a guarantee. But they will discuss how has their position changed and why. And then we're going to focus on who changed who changed from one side to another side to another side. And why was this new information important when it came to their decision to change? And then by the time we reach the end of the book, we're actually going to go over these questions here. So just how their position in chapter 5 has changed from their position in chapter 2 or 1. What has happened? How many times did they move around? Why? What exactly changed their minds? And what is their idea now of freedom and confinement? How has that changed? And lastly, how do they feel during the very first week of school when we were discussing Iranian culture and Persepolis and the type of the revolution that was going